Have you ever woken up, sat on the edge of your bed and just felt heavy, not in your body, but in your mind, like the days just blur together and there isn't much to look forward to anymore? Maybe you've noticed your world has gotten a little quieter, less busy, fewer phone calls, maybe even fewer hugs. And sometimes, even when everything seems fine, there's still this weight that just won't lift. If that sounds familiar, I want to gently say this: you're not alone. Many people over 65 feel this shift, this quiet settling in their life. But here's something many don't realize. One of the most powerful tools to lift that invisible weight, to bring back joy, lightness, and even energy into your life, is gratitude. I know, gratitude. You've probably heard it before. Maybe it even sounds a bit cliché at this point, but I promise you this isn't just some fluffy idea. It's real. And when it becomes part of your daily rhythm, just like brushing your teeth or having your morning cup of tea, it can quite literally change your life. It won't make your problems disappear, but it will change the way you see them. And that can make all the difference. So today, we're going to talk about why gratitude matters even more after 65, and I'm going to walk you through 3 simple, practical gratitude habits you can start today. No journals required, no big changes, just small steps that add up to a brighter, more joyful life. Let's begin with something simple, but deeply powerful. Have you ever just sat in silence for a moment and truly appreciated one thing around you? Not just noticed it, but felt it. It could be the sunlight pouring through your window, the sound of birds in the morning, the comfort of your favorite sweater. We move so fast through life that we often miss the things that bring quiet joy. But after 65, we finally have the gift of slowing down. And that's where the first practice comes in. Every morning, before you reach for your phone or start thinking about what hurts or what needs doing, try this. Sit for 1 full minute, just 60 seconds, and mentally list 3 things you're grateful for. That's it. No writing, no pressure. Just think. Maybe it's something simple like, I'm grateful for this warm blanket. I'm grateful I woke up. I'm grateful for my morning coffee. The key is to feel it, not just say it. You might be surprised how powerful this is. Starting your day this way sets the tone. It tells your mind, yes, there are challenges, but there is still good here, there is still beauty. And that little shift in focus, that can change how you approach the entire day. I once met a woman named Aisha at a senior wellness group. She had been widowed for almost a decade. Her children were grown and busy with their own lives. She told me mornings were the hardest. I used to wake up and immediately think of what I'd lost, she said. But she tried this simple habit, just 3 thoughts of gratitude before getting out of bed. After a week, she said, my mornings still feel quiet, but they don't feel empty anymore. Now let's talk about another moment in the day that's often overlooked but can be deeply healing. The little pauses. You know those moments when you're waiting for the kettle to boil or sitting in the living room with nothing on TV that interests you? We often fill those moments with background noise, scrolling through our phones, flipping channels, or just letting our minds wander into worry. What if instead you use that time to do a thank you pause? It's simple. When you catch yourself in one of those in-between moments, stop, take a breath, and silently say thank you. For what? Anything. For the air you're breathing, for the roof over your head, for that one neighbor who still waves when they pass. You don't have to feel overly emotional or poetic. Just make the pause, make the space. You'll be amazed at how much peace it brings, because gratitude isn't about ignoring what's hard. It's about remembering that even with the hard, there is still something good. And when you start to notice that good more often, your entire mood starts to shift. You smile more, you complain less, and yes, you even sleep better. A gentleman I know named Yusuf, 72, told me he started doing thank you pauses every time he sat down in his favorite chair. At first it felt silly, he admitted. But now every time I sit, it's like my brain goes, thank you God, I made it another day. And that, he said, made everything else feel a little easier. These small acts of gratitude aren't about being overly positive or pretending life is perfect. No one's life is, but they are about seeing clearly, seeing what's still here, seeing what still matters. And at this stage of life, when it's so easy to focus on what's behind us or what's been lost, gratitude gently brings us back to the present, to what is, not what was. And that's where peace lives. Now that we've explored how to start your day with a grateful mind and how to use everyday pauses to reconnect with appreciation, let's keep going and talk about the third and perhaps most impactful daily practice, expressing gratitude outwardly. Because while feeling thankful inside is powerful, sharing that gratitude with others, that can completely transform the way you connect with the world around you. Now I know what you might be thinking. I don't want to bother people, or no one wants to hear from me, or even they already know I'm thankful. But here's the truth. Most people have no idea how much their kindness matters to you unless you say it. And the act of saying thank you, of really expressing it, does just as much for you as it does for them. It doesn't need to be grand or dramatic. You don't need to write a letter or make a phone call every day. It can be as simple as saying, "Thank you for calling. I really appreciated hearing your voice today," to your daughter after a quick chat. Or, "I always look forward to seeing you," to the cashier who remembers your name. Or even, "Your smile makes my day better," to the neighbor who passes by on your morning walk. There's a quiet magic that happens when you begin to express genuine thanks to others. You stop feeling invisible. You start feeling connected again, and the people around you feel seen too. Let me tell you about Mr. Kareem. He's 78 and lives alone after losing his wife a few years back. He told me that for a long time he felt like the world had moved on without him. He felt like he was just watching life from the sidelines. But he made a small promise to himself. Every day he would tell at least one person thank you in a meaningful way. Whether it was the mailman, a nurse at his clinic, or even a friend on the phone. He said the strangest thing happened. It didn't make them show up more. It made me show up more, in my own life. That's the real power of gratitude. It reawakens you to your own presence. It reminds you that you still matter, that you still have the power to affect the world around you, that you're not just waiting for the days to pass, you're shaping them one grateful word at a time. And here's something else that may surprise you. Expressing gratitude outwardly is actually linked to better health. Researchers have found that people who regularly say thank you, who express appreciation, experience lower blood pressure, stronger immune systems, and even better sleep. Why? Because gratitude reduces stress. It calms the nervous system. It shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, and your body responds to that shift with healing. But beyond the science, there's something very human about this kind of daily practice. It restores something many of us lose over time: connection. And not just with people, but with life itself. Gratitude helps you feel plugged back in, like you're part of something again. If you've been feeling disconnected lately, maybe even a bit forgotten, I want to gently encourage you to try this. Choose one moment each day to speak your gratitude out loud. It doesn't need to be long or emotional. It just needs to be real. Say thank you to someone, to something, even to yourself. That's right, you can say thank you to yourself. So many of us are quick to criticize ourselves for what we didn't do, or how we look now, or what we've lost. But how often do we thank ourselves? Try it. At the end of the day, look in the mirror and say, "Thank you for making it through another day. Thank you for not giving up." It might feel awkward at first, but if you keep doing it, it starts to feel like medicine, and it is. It's emotional medicine, soothing, healing, grounding. You've made it through so much in your life. You've faced loss, change, aging, and uncertainty. And still, here you are. That deserves recognition. That deserves your own gratitude. And that's really the heart of this entire conversation. Gratitude after 65 isn't just about being polite. It's about choosing joy, choosing connection, and choosing to see what's still beautiful, even when life gets quieter. It's about reclaiming the richness that's all around you, just waiting to be noticed. You don't need to climb a mountain or reinvent your life to feel fulfilled. You just need to start noticing the small things again. The things that used to pass by without a second thought. The warm mug in your hand, the sound of rain, the smile from a stranger, the strength in your legs when you stand up unassisted, the memory of a time that once made you laugh so hard your stomach hurt. All of these moments are little treasures, and the more you notice them, the more your life begins to feel full again. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're present for the goodness that still exists. And you know what's amazing? Gratitude is contagious. The more you practice it, the more others feel it too. Your joy becomes a light that gently touches those around you. Whether it's your grandchildren, your neighbor, or even someone watching this video who needs to hear exactly what you're living out. So take a breath with me, right here, right now. Think of one thing you're grateful for in this exact moment. Maybe it's this conversation we're sharing. Maybe it's the fact that you're still learning, still open, still willing to grow. Whatever it is, hold it for a second. Feel it in your chest. That warmth, that lightness, that's gratitude at work. And it's just the beginning. That feeling you just had, that small moment of warmth, of peace, of quiet recognition, that's exactly what can begin to shift the way you experience life. When you invite gratitude into your days, even in the smallest ways, you start to notice more of what's going right. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to change your life to feel better about it. You just have to see it differently. Now let's take this even deeper. Because gratitude doesn't just brighten your mood or help you connect with others. It also helps you heal old wounds. You see, as we get older, we naturally reflect more. We think about things we've lost, people, opportunities, time. We think about regrets. and sometimes those thoughts quietly weigh us down without us even realizing it. But gratitude has this incredible way of softening that weight. It doesn't erase pain, but it helps us hold it differently. It gives us space to say, yes, that was hard. Yes, I've lost. But look at what I still have. Look at who I've become because of it. That shift, that gentle pivot in perspective, it's where emotional healing begins. Take, for example, a man named Latif I met during a senior retreat. He shared how he had spent years feeling bitter about a business failure in his 50s. It affected his confidence, his relationships, even the way he saw himself. But during one of our group discussions on gratitude, he decided to look back and find one good thing that came from that failure. Just one. He paused, thought for a moment, and said, "If that business had succeeded, I never would have had the time to raise my grandson after my daughter's divorce." His eyes welled up. And raising him, that was one of the greatest joys of my life. That's the power of gratitude. It helps us rewrite our stories not by changing the past, but by seeing it through a softer lens. This is especially true after 65, when reflection becomes part of the rhythm of life. You've lived so much, felt so much, and instead of carrying all that history like a burden, gratitude helps you carry it like wisdom, like a part of your story that still has something to teach you, something to offer. And if you've gone through seasons where life felt unfair or people let you down, gratitude can help you reclaim your sense of peace. Because when you focus on what you're thankful for, even in difficult moments, you begin to realize that your peace doesn't depend on anyone else. It's something you create, something you choose. That might sound like a big idea, but remember, this isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing what is good right now, even if it's small, even if it's just one kind word, one deep breath, or one memory that makes you smile. And there's another layer to this that's often overlooked. Gratitude also helps us live with less fear, especially fear of the future. As we age, it's easy to start worrying more about our health, our finances, our independence. These worries can be loud and persistent, but gratitude brings us back to the present. And in the present, there's usually no emergency. In the present, we're just here, breathing, sitting, maybe listening to birds or sipping tea. Gratitude trains your brain to live more in this moment and to trust that this moment is enough, that you are enough. I remember speaking with a woman named Jamila who struggled deeply with anxiety after turning 70. She was constantly worrying about what might happen next. What if she got sick? What if she had to move? What if people forgot about her? But she started a simple habit. Every night before bed, she'd list out 3 things that went right that day. Some days it was just, I ate well, I laughed with my neighbor, and I heard a song I loved on the radio. But over time, she said something changed. Her worries didn't disappear, but they lost their grip. I realized I'm still living, she told me, and that's worth celebrating. That's what I want you to remember too. You're still living, and not just surviving. You still have time to experience joy, connection, and purpose. Gratitude makes space for all of that. So even if your body aches, even if your kids don't visit as much, even if your days feel a little slower, there is still beauty in them. There's still laughter waiting to be found, still kindness to give, still stories to share. And every time you notice something to be grateful for, you're not just making your life lighter, you're making it richer. And if you ever doubt that, just try this. When you wake up tomorrow, before you move or speak, say thank you. Not to anyone in particular, just to life, to your breath, to the morning light, to the chance to see another day. That simple act, done consistently, can slowly, gently change the way you experience life. It doesn't require strength, youth, or perfect circumstances. It just requires your attention, your heart, and your willingness to look for what's still good. Because even now, especially now, gratitude can be your daily anchor. It can steady you, lift you, and remind you that your life still matters, that you still matter. And if no one has told you this today, I'm grateful for you. For your time, your presence, your willingness to keep showing up and growing. You're doing better than you think. Let's keep going. You're doing better than you think. And sometimes, that simple reminder can shift your entire day. Gratitude has this beautiful way of not only opening your heart to joy, but also grounding you when life feels uncertain or heavy. It reminds you that there's still purpose in every breath, every moment, and every connection you make. And here's the truth most people forget. You don't need a big, dramatic life change to start feeling fulfilled. You just need to show up with presence and intention. When you begin to notice and appreciate the little moments, the things that used to pass by without much thought, you start to feel more alive, more connected, more at peace. Gratitude is like a gentle light. It doesn't blind you or wash away everything else. It simply helps you see better. It helps you notice what's already there. The laughter lines that prove you've lived, the wrinkles that came from caring, the quiet mornings that hold space for reflection, and the familiar comfort of your favorite chair or cup of tea. Sometimes people ask, is it too late for me to feel joy again? And my answer is always the same, not even close. Gratitude doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't require perfect health, perfect circumstances, or a perfect past. It only asks for your awareness, your willingness to pause, breathe, and say, this moment is enough. And the more you do that, especially after 65, the more you start to shift how you see aging itself. Instead of seeing this season of life as a slow decline, you begin to see it as a chance to reconnect with yourself, with others, with the beauty you've gathered over the decades. Think about that for a moment. You've been collecting beauty your whole life, through experiences, through relationships, through challenges that shaped you. Every memory, every hardship, every celebration, it's all part of the rich tapestry that makes up your story. And gratitude helps you step back and see that tapestry with fresh eyes. It's like standing in front of a painting you've been too close to for years. You've been focused on the flaws, the cracks, the smudges. But when you step back, when you really look, you see how all of it, the good, the bad, the in-between, has come together to create something meaningful, something beautiful. You are that painting, your life is that artwork, and gratitude is the light that reveals its depth. Now, before we close today, I want to leave you with a simple but powerful challenge. For the next 7 days, try practicing these 3 gratitude habits we've talked about. First, begin your day by noticing something small and beautiful. It could be the sound of birds outside, the warmth of your blanket, or just the fact that you woke up. Acknowledge it. Breathe it in. Second, take a few minutes each day, perhaps over your morning tea or while sitting quietly, to write down or mentally list a few things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. Maybe your knees didn't hurt as much today. Maybe your neighbor smiled at you. Maybe your favorite show made you laugh. These moments matter. And third, speak your gratitude aloud, once a day, to someone or even to yourself. Let your heart connect to your words. When you thank someone, let it be genuine. When you thank yourself, let it be kind. Try this for just 1 week. That's all, 1 week. And notice how you start to feel. Notice the lightness that begins to return, the clarity, the comfort, the feeling of being connected to something deeper than the rush of daily worries. I'm not promising that life will become perfect, but I am promising that gratitude can make life more bearable, more beautiful, and more meaningful, especially now, especially in a time when the world can feel noisy, fast, or even lonely. Your gratitude can become your shelter, your strength, your superpower. And if you ever find yourself feeling discouraged, like no one notices you, like your voice is small, like your best days are behind you, I want you to remember this. Gratitude keeps you alive inside. It keeps your spirit vibrant. It reminds you that your story isn't over. In fact, this could be one of the richest chapters yet, not because of what you do, but because of how deeply you begin to see. So today, right now, wherever you're watching this from, I want to say thank you. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for listening with an open heart. Thank you for believing that joy, peace, and purpose are still possible, because they are. And if this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments, what's one thing you're grateful for today? It could be as simple as the sun shining through your window, or the fact that your hands still work well enough to make a warm cup of tea. Whatever it is, write it down. Declare it. Let's inspire each other. And if you found this video helpful or comforting in any way, please take a moment to like it and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world and helps more people, just like you, find these messages when they need them most. Because we all need a reminder sometimes, that we're not alone, that aging isn't something to fear, it's something to cherish. That joy isn't over, it just looks different now, softer, quieter, but still powerful. So here's to you, to your heart, to your story, to your life. Here's to gratitude for what was, what is, and what's still to come. And here's to living your best life at any age. Take care of yourself. You are deeply appreciated.